Hey everyone, this is Matt. In today's video, I'm bringing you a deck matchup. This time, I'm taking a break from Master Duel, right? I already climbed the Diamond 1 on Master Duel. I already got the highest level on Duelist Cup. There's not much point left, and I already also finished all the solo mode gates, right? So there's not much point left for me to play Master Duel at the moment. So I'm going to switch gears back to the TCG for a little bit. So yeah, Tier Limits and Sprite is out. It's everywhere, right? I feel like Tier Limits is a slightly more popular archetype at the moment, but yeah, I don't know. I still see like sprite tier limits like everywhere. So anyway, so in this deck matchup, we have I'm gonna do Eldlich versus Punk Synchro. Okay, so I do have Eldlich versus tier limit matchups later that I will be dropping, but for now, in this video, it's just Eldlich versus Punk Synchro, like pure Punk into like with Synchro stuff, right? Yeah, I haven't put out a TCG deck list for Eldritch yet because I'm still playtesting. I'm not convinced or locked into any deck yet. So I really dislike when people keep asking me every time I drop a video, "Where's the deck list? Where's the deck? Where's the deck list?" Like, dude, relax. Either I'm going to post it or I've already posted it. Either way, you asking me where the deck list is isn't going to help. If you think if I already posted it, you can go on my channel, literally search Eldritch, deck profile, and you'll find it there. And if you don't find it there, then you just have to be patient. But basically, like the reason I don't drop deck lists all the time, like certain other big Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channels, because I want to feel confident in the deck list, right? Maybe I want to top a local, or I want to like, or go undefeated, or whatever. Like I don't drop deck lists, so please stop asking. Like I'm not gonna do it on request. I do it when I feel ready to. All right. Anyway, but I will show you just a quick rundown of the Eldritch profile I'm currently running. So spells, still the pots, no cursed Outland. I am main decking 2 copies of Witch's Strike with Trap Tricks, right? I'm still running 3D Barrier because that card is still busted, right? My only floodgates go three triple goes and triple skill drain. I am running 2 copies of this new card, Draco Utopian Aura. Someone asked on one of my channels if what I think about this card, and I think I mentioned at the time that it was a strictly worse version of Solemn Strike. It's true. But it's still pretty good, or at least from what I've seen so far, right? I'm testing out running 2 in the main deck, right? Because even though this only negates monster effects on the field, it's still like most monster effects happen on the field, right? Like when you're trying to break a board. So this is actually pretty good. And in fact, even if a monster removes himself from the field, like totally awesome, sends itself to the graveyard or whatever, like this can still negate it, right? And it's a counter trap. Like Eldritch loves counter traps. We need more counter traps in the game. I just wish there was a counter trap that's slightly better than Judgment, but alas. So yeah, I'm trying that out. Note, I have no Ice Dragons Prison anywhere on my deck profile. I cut the card completely. I just feel like Ice Dragons doesn't really have much place right now. There aren't that many decks where it hits and it like does a lot of damage or whatever. So I'm just cutting Ice Dragons for now. Side deck, usual suspect, Sphere Mode, Lava Golem. I am running this Floodgate, so check this out. This is a continuous spell, not a continuous trap. So it's a Floodgate that says if a card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, so if someone mills a card, target one card in either player's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. Also, neither player can send cards from the deck to the graveyard for the rest of this turn. So this is pretty cool because like they foolish barrel something, you literally bounce it back and then they're locked out of milling, right? Um, you're playing. So I basically side this in against Branded Despia and against any tier limits decks, right? Branded Despia, they play Branded Fusion, they mill Fallen of Albaz and some other card, they make Lubellion, right? Um, Lubellion will trigger, they're just Chainlink 1, but then if this card's on the field, this is Chainlink 2, right? And it'll resolve before Lubellion. You bounce their Fallen of Albaz back into their deck, and then Lubellion fizzles, right? Like, they don't have access to Fallen of Albaz unless it's in their hand, right? So, yeah, this card is insane. Plus, it says for the rest of the turn, neither player can mill cards, right? That's a lingering effect. So even if this card leaves the field after I've activated this effect, it will persist until the end of the turn. So the whole turn they will not be able to mill, right? So against tier limits, right? They mill one of their a small tier limit monsters. It activates effect, right? To attempt to fusion summon. You chain this, and then you bounce the tier limit that just got milled back into the deck. So hopefully they don't have they either. So if they don't have the fusion materials, their fusion effect will fizzle. Or if they do, like it'll go through, but then they're locked out of milling for the rest of the turn, right? So, and even if they pop this card with the Tearlaman's field spell, again it's a lingering effect. They're locked out of milling for the rest of the turn. So I'm just trying this out. I'm not convinced this is like the way to go, but I think it can be pretty funny. All right, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. So this card still in my side deck. negates all monster effects in the field or graveyard. Tier Elements monsters are all darks except for Reinhardt, but Reinhardt's effect is the one on the field that mills. Like they can't fusion summon without the dark ones. Is the moral of the story. Even their big boss monster, the 3000. The 3K fusion monster is a dark, so this literally just negates its effect on the field or graveyard. And yeah, you side this in against Branded Despot, you side this in against Tier Elements, they're done. Like their turn is over. They can't do anything. This is also good side in if you ever see any more Dragon Link players. Like Dragon Links are all darks. They have a lot of graveyard effects that are darks, right? This will just negate that. So. Also note, I cut Heavy Storm Duster completely. I felt like I wasn't getting enough traction, or as in like there weren't enough decks I was siding in Heavy Storm Duster against. I sided in against like Fluanderies to take out their unexplored winds. I sided out against, sided in. I sided in against Eldlich mirror matchup, but it's like, well, there's other ways to clear back row, including Witch's Strike and Punishment, right? So I don't know. For now, I'm taking Heavy Storm Duster in. I'm still running 3 Judgment, but now I'm running 2 Dark Bribe. So why am I running 2 Dark Bribe? I feel like I really hate the card Red Reboot. It needs to be banned. This card stops Red Reboot. And he's like, oh, but it's a one of. Yeah, I swear to God, like every time my opponent has Red Reboot, I never have Solemn Judgment, right? So, but I'm putting in 2 more Dark Bribes so I can have 2 more ways to stop Red Reboot. Because Red Reboot just kills me, right? And then Dark Bribe can also be used against like Lightning Storm, Twin Twisters. The only downside is this card says your opponent draws a card after you negate their spell trap, right? Which might be maybe worth it, maybe not. I don't like making my opponent draw cards personally, but alas, for now I'm trying this out just to stop back row clear. I mean it's also decent against in an Eldlich mirror matchup, right? Anyway, so this is what I'm trying out. This is not in no way the deck profile that you should be running, but if you want a place to start, this is a good place to start. Anyway, so let's get into the replays. So replays. So Eldlich against P.U.N.K Synchro, game 1. So okay, so I do go lose the Dyro, and I do go second. Pretty solid opening hand. Always good to see a pot card. Always good to see a floodgate. Always good to see field clear, right? So he's gonna emergency telly, right? Bring out the Xiamen. Xiamen's gonna search. Gets a Foxy Tune. Foxy Tune is gonna summon. Oh yeah, this is a card people have been playing, Shinobi Necro, because it's like a free level 2 tuner on the field, right? Anyway, summons the Deer Note. Yep, so far so good. More P.U.N.K. Okay. More P.U.N.K. He searches the field spell. This is a new card. Field spell basically gets them up to a draw 2 on their turn, right? If they pay life points. So Chaotic Ruler. So Chaotic Ruler is gonna mill some stuff. Okay. So he grabs Gizmek Orochi. I guess that was his only option. He had to grab it, right? Anyway, so he's gonna he makes the Zombie Vampire. Zombie Vampire mills 4 traps for my deck, which I don't care about. Actually, it's funny because since Scarlet Sanguine is in the graveyard, I can technically set Conk like right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Fibrax. Fibrax grab Gamma. Gizmek Orochi. 8 + 2 is a Barone, right? Alright, so he ended on Chenging, basically synchroing the Necro Shinobi with a level 8. So yeah, so he has 1 negate, and then 1 banish of the board and graveyard, right? So anyway, I'm going to play Extravagance. He actually lets us go through, so that's nice. And then I'm going to play Duality. Duality is going to Punishment, Skill Drain, Torrential, right? I do grab Skill Drain because I don't have a Skill Drain in my hand. Always nice to have a Skill Drain, right? So I have 7 cards. Man, I'm so happy he didn't Barone negate. But again, then that's his only negate, right? If he Barone negates, I basically get to have a field day on his turn, right? And do whatever the fuck I want. So, whoops. Alright, so I'm going to set everything except Punishment and Waquero. So why do I do this? So obviously setting floodgates, right? Torrential and D-Barrier. Goes in match will clear their board, and if he tries to negate, I can skill drain. Anyway, Hulk is gonna not Hulk. Hulk is gonna make Formula Synchron, and since he banished a card, Chenging is gonna banish two of my cards. So he banishes Solemn Strike, and Elixir, which I don't care much about because, again, I have 4 other cards on the field that are really, really good. So, anyway. So I'm going to set Punishment. That was still in my main phase. Like Howling Firebrax has to be in main phase. So, okay, I lost Solemn Strike. I still have Punishment, so who cares, right? Anyway, draw phase. Goes in match. He tries to negate. Skill Drain. And then for some reason he summons Gizmek here. And then he just keeps everything but the water, right? And then he's just gonna scoop. Like what is he gonna do, right? I have a Torrential, I have a Punishment. There's no scenario where I don't kill his monsters, right? And like I just cleared his board, like yeah, this is just way too easy. Just yeah. Anyway, so before I go into game 2, let's talk about side decking. So for side decking, I believe for the side deck I put in triple Sphere Mode, triple Lava Golem, right? I think I took out Duality because Duality conflicts with Lava Golem. I kept Witch's Strike. I want to say I took out these two, the Draco Auras, I think. And I think I also took out Punishments. I think this is what I side decked in. I don't remember, but like yeah, you definitely want to keep your Floodgates and Witch's Strike, of course. Or maybe I took out Deep Barrier. I forget. It doesn't matter. Like the main goal here is you put in Lava Golems and Sphere Modes, right? Because they're gonna set up a board and you can just tribute over it. So anyway, yeah, exit without saving. All right, so let's go into game 2. Whoops. Game 2 of Eldlich versus P.U.N.K Synchro. So I do go second. Oh, open Lava Golem and Witch's Strike with goes in match. Love to see it. Plus Trap Trick, always good, and then a Waquero, right? So let's see what he's gonna do. So he already knows I'm playing Eldlich, right? So he definitely side in for me. Okay. He makes the P.U.N.K Synchro, which you don't see very often. Its effect is okay. It's nothing great. So I think he's just trying to trigger his Pot of Greed, like get his draw 2 off of the field spell. Alright, so he makes Psychic and Punisher, which is unaffected by activated effects, as long as he has less LP or equal to, right? Alright, and then he sets 4. Alright, so let's check this out. I'm going to draw a Sphere Mode, which is hilarious, but doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, let's go ahead and Lava Golem this. And set 4. Alright, so now he's going to use this card to pop my Waquero, and then I'm just going to use Waquero to set Elixir. So, yeah, this basically did nothing. Okay. So, now he's going to burn with a Lava Golem, and then I'm going to flip Goes in match. I want to lock him into Fire Monsters, okay? Because locking him into Fire Monsters is hilarious, since he just has to sit on this Lava Golem, burns for 1,000, and I can just body block with Eldlich and stuff, right? To my surprise, he plays Solemn Judgment and pays half his life points to negate this. Guess what, folks? Witch's Strike can trigger after Solemn Judgment. So he kind of played directly into my hand. So check this out. All right. So he's going to negate that. And then I'm going to Witch's Strike. Oh, man. But lucky for him, he has a second Solemn Judgment, right? So, okay. 2 Solemn Judgments brought him down to 1,000 life points, all right? Guess how much a Lava Golem burns for? 1,000. So literally all I have to do is just survive 1 turn, and I just win the game, right? Oh man, this is funny. All right, check this out. So, all right, he Witcher struck me. So I'm gonna he's gonna summon this ninja. So now he has a level 2 tuner. This is a normal summon with a level 8. He can make Burrow in the Fleur, or he can make Changing. So before that, I want to Trap Trick into Punishment and take out. Oh yeah, I do keep Punishment. Yeah. So ignore what I said about the side deck. I do not remove Punishment. I still have Punishment. I probably remove D-Barrier or something. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and first, before I Trap Trick, I'm going to Elixir. Just to get my Eldlich out, right? He has Ash. Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to Trap Trick into Punishment. And then Punishment is going to take out this ninja. And then pop his back row. And then he surrenders, right? So he uses normal summon. His back row is getting cleared. Whatever he has in his hand clearly is not a tuner he can easily special summon or whatever. So literally all I have to do is just draw, and phase, and then he just dies on standby phase thanks to Lava Golem. All right, so that was a fun matchup. Yeah, I've been seeing. I do appreciate the pure punk variant of the like of this. That I've been seeing more. I think Pack popularized it and a few other YouTubers. So yeah, punk is a very interesting archetype in itself, right? Not just as an engine, but like as a deck. So I'm happy to see it, right? After seeing like the adventure punk synchro shit for so long. But yeah. Anyway, so that is Eldlich versus punk synchro. So yeah, the same stuff that was good before in Eldlich and was killing the adventure punk stuff also kills the pure punk, right? You got your Gozen, your skill drains, your Witcher Strike, like it's just so much, right? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stop asking about my deck lists because I'm not going to answer you. Okay, like every time I get a comment or a post on my video asking, "Oh, what's the deck list?" I'm not going to answer you because like there's no answer that will satisfy, right? Because either the deck is already dropped, right, and it's already on my channel, and I basically have to tell you to go look it up on my channel, which is something that you didn't do in the first place, or I haven't dropped it yet, and it's going to drop eventually, and when it does, then you'll be happy. But like asking me where it is not going to remind me. Oh, I guess because this random person asked me where my deck list is, I wasn't planning to release it, but now that this random person on the internet asked me where it was, now I'm gonna release it because I wasn't planning on it, right? Anyway, alas, yeah, stay tuned for more deck matchups. I have about 2 more that I want to drop soon, TCG. So thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. See you in the next video. Peace.